We begin tonight with water woes in Port Byron. The state says higher than normal levels of manganese. Now that's a naturally occurring mineral, but it's been found in Port Byron's water. The Illinois EPA says prolonged exposure to manganese, especially in children, can impact one's nervous system and memory. Now fixing that issue is going to cost the village millions. We're joined live by News 8's Shelby Kluver, who's been covering this story and looking at the options for getting this manganese out of the village's water. Shelby?
Honestly, there's not much that Port Byron can do. The state says the village has to find a new source of water. And right now, it looks like the best options are buying water from someplace else and having to build a brand new pipeline or building a new water treatment plant. It's a problem with few solutions.
We need to have a way to correct the manganese.
Too much manganese. The Illinois EPA will allow up to 0.15 milligrams of the mineral per liter of water. Port Byron's water is testing for 0.18 to 0.20.
We looked at various options to reduce these high levels, and that's kind of where we got to the point where we're talking about a water treatment plant.
Now, a new water treatment plant might be the village's only option, and that is estimated to cost over $4.5 million.
Is any of this within the city's budget? I mean, really? We have to figure out ways to do things when they're needed.
It's a hefty price tag for Mayor Barbara Cray, but the state says Port Byron has to do something.
It's not easy. It's not palatable to have to spend that kind of money, but sometimes you just have to move forward with what's in the best interests.
Port Byron has also considered buying water from towns like East Moline.
It's going to be more expensive.
But the village's financial manager, Wayne Oney, says that would take a new pipeline and loss of control.
You have very little control over your cost. Once you make that decision to do it, it's hard to come back from it.
The village is currently looking for grants to help pay for the project, but haven't had much luck.
But we're working as if we won't get a grant. You know, that won't be the criteria that'll either kill it or not, because we really have to become compliant. And so it doesn't matter.
For all of the unknowns, one thing is certain. Port Byron needs a new water source, and it's not going to be cheap.
Obviously, our citizens are the #1 priority. So we have to figure out ways to deal with it.
Now, if the village does decide to go through with building a new water treatment plant, we actually do know where it would be built. Right here by the water tower on Cherry Street in Port Byron. But that decision and any of this surrounding this is still weeks away. Village officials say it'll take a few months before they decide to go with a water treatment plant, a new pipeline, or something else that will decide the future of Port Byron's water. Jim?
Expensive nonetheless, Shelby. Thank you. From Port Byron. You know, it just has under 500 households that rely on that village water system.